What's up, everyone? I hope you guys are doing well. We had a full day today of weight loss, and we had brows this morning. Your girl is exhausted. But let's get into some lead generation tips. Thank you. I couldn't find my brush this morning, and my hair is too short to put in one messy bun, so we went with two. I'm going to just be talking about lead generation. How many of you guys feel like your business is slow right now? Just tap in and comment me. If you feel like your business has slowed down a little bit, comment me. And I just kind of want to ask a few questions as to why you think it's been slow. Because a lot of the time, if you're slow right now, it's not what you did this month, it's what you did the previous months or what you didn't do. So I get it. There's going to be times where you want to take breaks for your business, but you have to have a plan. You can't just dip. So in the moments that I get burnt out from social media, I will repost some shit that went viral a year ago. I don't care. And that is me creating consistency on my social media. So if you get burnt out from social media like I do, before you dip, you can't just ghost social media because that's how you get your leads. You have to have a plan. Like, have some content ready to go. Because that's the thing. Like, when you want to be your own boss, it's not like working 9 to 5 where you could just call off of work if you have PTO. It doesn't work like that. Like, if you slow down your social media and that is how you get your business, you have to have a plan before you move away from social media, right? So I want you guys to consider when you guys are, number one, if the whole way you get your clientele, your leads is through social media, then you have to have an exit plan. If you're going to take a week off, 3 days off, then I recommend you have content that you have already scheduled to post on those 3 days that you're going to have off. Okay. If you are running ads, that's a great way to be able to take some time off. But for me, I run ads and I do my own organic posts. So I'm not just going to rely on ads, even though my ads run really well and I get over 20 leads a day per ad that I run. I'm not relying on that. So I'm just creating consistency and awareness regardless of if I'm going to take a break from social media or not. Because I get it. That shit is tiring as fuck. Like, it's a lot of energy to deal with social media. But, you know, if you don't have the capital for ads, guys, right? What you lack in money, you have to make up in creativity, period. And that's how it works. If you don't have ad spend, you have to be creative. You have to find a way to get your business out there. And the best way to do that is through social media because it's free. But, you know, in the instances that you do get burnt out, you have to have a plan. You can't just dip out on social media because you're burnt out. Okay, so this is a great question. How much are you spending on ads? So when I first started spending on ads, I was looking at it okay, I had spent $20K to open my salon. I spent this. I don't have money for ads. Ads is a separate business. It's a separate department. You have to look at it like it needs its own budget, okay? So the best way to invest in, there is an online, for anybody that wants to join my virtual or my in-person or virtual workshop, we are going to be talking about leads, like how I'm talking right now, but also we're going to be talking about how to get grants. If you guys don't have money for ad spend, grants, in Q4, that's when all these big corporations are giving away money. I would rather use OPM, other people's money, to grow my business, not my business money. So I'm working on getting 3 grants for my business. And there's so many grants out there, guys, for women-owned businesses, Black-owned businesses, Black women entrepreneur businesses, Latino owned businesses, veteran businesses, Asian American owned businesses. Like, they have grants for everything. So Tapping into grants, understanding how to get other people's money to grow our business, absolutely. Because why wouldn't we want to grow our business debt free? So my plan for my business is to get these grants in Q4 so that I have funding for my ads in Q1. And I'm gonna pay off some bills, and I'm gonna do a little bit of buying some product and expanding. Goddamn, hard is that? This fucking muffler's about to fall off. Anyway, so that's going to be part of the conversation. We're going to be talking about how to get ads as beauty entrepreneurs. The person that I'm bringing in as a speaker, works with grants all the time. So that's one part of the workshop. If you want to come join, it's, Q4 is what I want you to type in the comments. Another thing that we're going to be talking about is very Q4 energy. Like, these are things that you need to know in Q4. That's why it's called Q4. Taxes. Understanding taxes, what to write off, what not to write off, things like that. A lot of common write-offs that beauty entrepreneurs and med spa owners can do. We're going to be talking about that. And then how to become a profitable business, how to track your expenses so you know your profits and losses, and to become a profitable business. Just because you make $50K a month does not mean you are a profitable business. If you can't track your money, your expenditure, you don't know where it's going, then you really don't know if you're a profitable business. Somebody could be making 10K a month and they know their overhead, they know how much they spend, they know this, they know where all the money's going, and they could be profiting 5K a month versus somebody that doesn't know their expenditures. So just because you make X amount of money does not mean you are a profitable business. But also on the other side, it does not mean that you are not a profitable business just because you make only, 10K a month. So understanding your P&L. If you don't know what a P&L is, it's a profit and loss sheet. So that's something that we're going to be covering in the workshop as well. If you want to join, come hang out in Anaheim with me. Another thing that we're going to be talking about is branding, creating awareness in your brand, understanding how to show up on social media. And then we're going to be covering lead generation as well as ads. That's super important for you guys to understand how to run an ad on social media, how to track the conversion. Is it working? Is it not? When to stop the ad. So those are going to be things that we cover. And the whole premise of this is for you guys to really understand Q1. If you are not prepared for Q4, you're not going to be prepared for Q1 2025. So that is why it's very important to get in front of this information now, so that your new year, new me sales, the reason why people can chill in Q4 is because they understand that Q1 is the big money maker. Think about the energy in the space, right? People are getting their income taxes around that time. Everyone's on that new year, new me vibe. So, people are going to want to start jumping careers. If you are an educator, there's going to be an increase in your classes. So just think about that Q1 energy. But leading into that, you have to have a Q4 strategy. People out here do not have a Q4 strategy at all. They don't have a strategy for Black Friday, 20% off. It's like, that's not a strategy. You have to have a launch plan, a pre-launch plan, a launch plan, and a post-launch plan. And how are you going to roll that over into Cyber Monday, or if you're going to, and then how you're going to utilize that same framework to apply to your Christmas sales. So that is something that I'm going to be covering during the workshop in person as well. So we just have a lot of speakers coming through to talk about entrepreneurship. And I just did an event yesterday for Filipino Heritage Month. It was a room full of successful Filipino entrepreneurs, and, just talking about the struggles of what it's like to be a Filipina that has opened a business, and how it was like pretty hard, considering like that's not something that was in our community. It was like, go to college, get a job, and just pay taxes and die. Like that was the trajectory. So when a group of Filipino women come together and we talk about like the things that we had to overcome, and how we got to the success that we did, you know me, I'm always going to be talking about that healing and hustling at the same time because I totally believe in that. So, yes, back to the question. He said, how much do I run ads for? Okay, so how many of you guys actually run ads already? Drop yes or no in the chat. If you are running an ad for your business already, drop yes or no. And I'm going to break down my mindset around ad spend to alleviate stress, because people don't understand in the beginning of running ads, they don't understand the necessity in it because they don't get that instant gratification. They're like, oh, I'm giving you this much money, I need to be getting that shit right back. And that's a very employee mindset. It's very transactional, where it's like, I'm going to give, you an hour of my time and you got to give me back X amount of dollars. And that's not how it works. When it comes to owning a business, everything is not tit for tat. It's not transactional in that way. It's an investment. And everything worth investing in takes time. Like, look at when you buy a house, like that takes time to see investment, stocks, long-term gains, right? So even with growing a business, you're not going to see things like this, okay? But understanding how to run the ad is super important. Okay, so when we talk about ads, this is my mindset around running an ad. I want you to take your service. So like, let's say you do browse, right? And charge that. That's what I do. So I'll run the ad for like 7 days in a row to see conversion. If it's working, are people clicking? How many people was I able to convert from paying, from watcher to paying client, okay? And my mindset's very simple. It's whatever I charge, that is my ad spend. Because now I look at it like, okay, if one person booked from this ad, I already made my money back, period. The ad is now even. If I could get 2 people to book, now it's a profitable ad. Or you could look at it like next month's ad spend is now paid for. So I look at it very it's compartmentalized, where it's like the money I made from this ad is not going to anything else other than this ad again. I'm reinvesting it. I can't look at it like, oh, I made money from this ad, I'm going to go pay my fucking light bill. Like, that's not how it works. That's not going to other bills. It's going straight back into my ads. And it makes it a little less scary to be like, okay, I'm going to set this at $350. So my ads, I run them for $1,500 per ad a month, because all I need is one person to book from that and I made my money back. If I could get 2 people, now we in business. If I could get 3 people, boom, that shit's really working. So even when you're running ads, you can look at the ad. You can actually see where Instagram has now put ad inquiry in the sticker. And then it also includes high intent. So that means that I don't know how Instagram is tracking the high intent little sticker that they put on the client, but I'm assuming that this person has been searching for GLP-1s or weight loss options. They have either gone on my ad multiple times or they have asked multiple questions in my DM. But it will literally tell you high intent. So if you are trying to run ads for your business, that's how my mindset is. It helped alleviate a lot of stress for me to grow my business because I made the goal smaller. Nothing about it changed. It was $350 for the ad, right? But all I did was make this number smaller. I just need one person to book to make my money back, instead of telling myself I need to make $350 to make this money back. You have to, again, it's very mindset. And now I can set an ad. I'll put that shit for $3,000 and not care, because it just makes sense to do that. And for me, you can always turn it off. It's not like you're investing in a fucking billboard where it's like that shit's stuck there forever, even if there's no conversion at all. Right? Like you want to pay for a billboard on the freeway, that shit's $5 for the month. If nobody saw it, nobody opted in, nobody hit you up like, hey, I saw your billboard, blah, blah, blah. But this is why it's important to track where everyone's coming from. So whenever you get a client that books with you, you ask them straight up, like, oh, like, how did you find me? Did you, they'll tell you straight up, oh, I saw you on a reel. I saw you on an ad on Instagram. Mark it in their appointment. So you have data. We don't collect enough data for our business. So now we're not navigating with purpose. Anybody that owns a business, there should be metrics that you're measuring. You should have an idea of like, okay, I invested X amount of money into ads. Do you know if it's working? You know what I mean? I paid $58 for that and made $1,200, but did run for another because that money went somewhere else. Nope, you gotta at least take half of it and put it into an ad, because if you ran it for $58, imagine how many more people would have booked if it was a $600 ad spend. You know what I mean? So you have to and just be comfortable knowing that the money's coming, period. The bills will be paid every day. You have to be like, I'm a magnet for money. Money loves me. It comes to me easily. I don't worry about money. My bank account is always full. If you're always on that energy of I need to find more because I need to pay this. You feel like you're in that energy of you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. That's not the energy you want. You just always got to come with that. I'm abundant. I'm abundant in money. I'm abundant in love. Everything happens in my favor. And this is the energy that you got to start saying, because again, there's so much power in our thoughts and our words, and we misuse them every day. Every day, just thinking things that we've been thinking and we've been conditioned to think is normal. So you have to break those belief systems down and just be like, you know what, I'm abundant. Shit, at the end of the day, no matter how hard I thought it was, I still made it. God still got me. My ancestors got me. There's somebody up there that likes me, because based on the decisions that I made when I was younger, I should probably be dead or in jail. And I'm not. So that means somebody really loves me up there. So have that energy of divine protection all the time so that you can make decisions for your personal life and your business life with purpose. I mean, all about that faith-based decision making stuff, So if you are trying to run ads for your business, that's just my tip on how I run ads without it being so scary, right? Because obviously it's scary, but again, this is part of entrepreneurship. Removing that idea that you should get something transactional. When you're investing in your business, it's not a transactional thing. You're learning, you're growing, and maybe the results won't result until a week or 2 or 3, but just find comfort in the fact that you can run an ad, and Instagram is still the cheapest ad that you can run. I think out of my budget, there was only maybe $300 spent, and I had already booked 6 GLP-1 clients. 6 times $1,500. That ad for October has already exceeded the amount of money 6 times. You know what I mean? And the month is not over. And I still have people, 4 people today that are getting ready to make their payment. And yes, all of them came from an ad. So that's just how to run the ad. The next thing is what kind of ad are you running? I prefer to do a video ad versus a picture. Because if you are even if you're doing brows, right? Back in the day when I first started my business, before and after pictures worked. Oh, I'm going to post a before and after picture. And it worked. And people would convert from just a picture alone. But now you're in a space where you got to do things differently. I would rather do a green screen. And I would explain in the video, this is my client. She presented with no tail, asymmetry on, asymmetry. The right side is higher than the left. I would explain everything that is wrong with her current brows. And then the next slide would be, this is her results after ombre brows. During ombre brows, we were able to provide symmetry. We were able to fill in the sparse areas. She now has a tail and she is ready to wake up with makeup. So do I think an ad that is a video explaining everything? Yes, absolutely. That will convert faster than just a before and after picture. Case studies. If you guys are trying to get more students, if you guys are trying to get more students for your classes, I would do a case study. This is Tiffany. Meet Tiffany. She worked 9 to 5. She was sick of it. This is her during my class. First day, super excited. This is her doing some shading work. And this is her 2 months later. She is now getting clients on herself by herself. This is a few things that she's done. This could be you too. Go ahead and sign up for my next class. So I believe that those levels of explanation, and yes, it's a little bit harder because then you have to make the videos, but I think it's still organic. It's organic and it looks natural, where it's not like this whole video production, because sometimes video production produced content, people they'll bypass it because to them it's like, oh, this isn't authentic or whatever. So I generally like talking to the screen, especially with my ads, because they know I didn't need to fake anything. Like it's just me by myself talking to you guys. So it has more of a personal experience, more intimate, where they feel like you're talking directly to them. Now, there are times that I do invest in content that's high quality. So then, you have to think about what type of ad that thing would mesh well with. And for me, I just use that for content. The only time that I ever spend money on a video production is for educational content, because I feel like educational content translates better when it's done in like a professional type videography with editing, right? So I like it like that. That's how I do mine. My problem would be obtaining business credit to use for clothing being made and running ads. So when it comes to business credit, you have to have certain things in place. And that is your LLC, your EIN number. You have to establish a business bank account with, a bank, and then grow your relationship with that bank. And then you'll be able to start applying for business credit. You can also get grant funding. That's what we're talking about in my workshop on 11/9. If you are in SoCal and you want to come, comment Q4. If you want to watch virtually, the tickets are $47 for that, $67 in person. But we're going to be having giveaways, raffles, and we're going to be talking about grants. And the reason why grants is part of Q4, if you guys don't know, that's when these big businesses give away money. Why? You could start a business, whatever clothing line business you want, you can start it debt free if you know how to get grants. But then again, there's also steps to that. So we're going to be going over that in the workshop. We're going to tell you all the things that you need. One of them is going to definitely be a website, because they need to make sure you're not just some fucking fake business asking for money. There has to be legitimacy behind your business. So if you are real serious about starting that brand, that clothing brand, definitely do it, but you have to have all your ducks in a row. Now, is there an easier way to start a clothing brand? Absolutely. That with less overhead? Yes, there is. And it's going to be Printify. All you got to do is create the design on Canva, upload it to Printify, and now they're doing the printing, they're doing the shipping, and you're making money on the back end. Does it suck because you got to split it with Printify? Yes. But if you don't have the capital for the business, but you really want to start, there's ways to get around that. And you got to be able to take a little bit of that L. Would you rather have 100% of nothing, or it's either 100% of nothing or 50% of something? Because that's how you got to look at it. And again, that's a very entrepreneurial mindset to look at a situation like that, where it's like, no, I'd rather buy all the pieces myself, get it printed, and then now you got to store it at a warehouse. And now you're just waiting for funding to get your dreams going, versus like, hey, I'm going to start today, and yeah, I got to share a little bit of the profit, but I'm starting. So there's always ways to get to going on your business. You just have to really understand how to make it happen. And we are now in the digital space where we literally have ChatGPT. ChatGPT will give you, if you were to sit here and tell ChatGPT your entire business and what you want to do and let them know I have zero money, what is what is the most inexpensive way to start a business doing blah, 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 blah. This is what I want to do. This is who I want to help. This is how I'm selling. This is how much I plan to sell it for. Like, what are the top three ways, the most inexpensive ways to start this business? And it will literally tell you. I just know these things off the top of my head because I've been in business for so long and I talk to so many different entrepreneurs that I understand different industries because a lot of the knowledge is transferable. But yes, I gotta go. I have to order some medication for my clients. But yes, comment Q4 if you want to join our workshop. It's in person. I would love to meet you guys in person, and just being in the room with different energy and different entrepreneurs. It's such an amazing experience. Like, if you guys have never been to a workshop before, it's just an uplifting opportunity to be in the room with people that have done it, right? Especially if you're in the beginning of your business and you're like, I don't know what to do. I feel so lost. Like, get in the room. Get in the room with people that are already doing what you want to do, because just by proximity, guys, and this is that proximity law, like, just by proximity, you are one step closer to your goals. Like, being in the room with somebody that's already doing what you're doing, you're one step closer, right? Yes, Zoom tickets are available. They're only $47, and everybody gets the replay, whether you're in person or on Zoom. If you're a virtual ticket, you will also get a replay of this particular workshop, so you can watch it over and over again. But comment Q4 if you want to join. I would really love for you guys to be there in person if you can, because it's just going to be fun. We have mimosas, we got a DJ, we have food coming. So it's not just a day of learning. It's going to be a mixer. You get to meet and mingle with other entrepreneurs, put yourself out there. You get to talk to me, ask me questions. So yes, if you've ever wanted to be in the same space as me, comment Q4. This is going to help beauty professionals, med spa owners understand how to grow their business. And my goal for you guys in Q4 is getting some grant money, understanding if you're a profitable business, writing off everything you can from 2024, and understanding, like, my goal is to lower my taxable income. And we're going to be discussing that as well. So outside of, like, me teaching you how to get clients, because that's my favorite thing to do, we're going to teach you how to convert a lot of your followers into paying clients, and then more importantly, how to close them. You have to know how to close in the DM. I could teach you all day long how to gain leads, but if you fumble the bag inside the DM because you don't know what to say or you're saying too much, then the lead, doesn't matter how many leads you get. You have to know when to take off your marketing hat and put your sales hat on, because that is all sales. So I go over sales psychology as well during the workshop. So come through, comment Q4. I will see you guys soon, and hopefully some of you guys in person. It's going to be an amazing event. You probably see a lot of familiar faces there. You know, if you're local, I do have some people coming from up north to come down and hang out. But we have a lot of, we also have Lynn. If you guys are in the hair industry, Lynn is an amazing, he's a hairstylist, but now he's also a brand strategist for people in the beauty industry. So he's going to be going over a lot of branding and content for us. Okay. It is from 12 to 5, but the actual virtual experience is only going to be 2.5 hours long, because a lot of it's going to be like mingling and hanging out. So that's why I love the in-person. If you can come in person, definitely come in person. Put yourself in the room with other like-minded entrepreneurs. It's going to be a vibe. It's going to be fun. But the virtual training, the virtual seats is not going to be, the whole 12 to 5. It'll be more a little closer to 2.5 to 3 hours long. Okay. But again, you guys have a replay. You're able to watch it over and over again. So come through, comment Q4, and I will see you guys soon. Have a good day, everyone.